Brian Flores took a different approach than many of us have seen before. Very reminiscent of Roger Staubach.
Yeah, so we can compare a rookie QB to a toddler.
So that's why I have the Mavs winning in 7, and then Luka's just going to be Luka.
Hayward's absence for this game will be significant, and I wouldn't be surprised if this game turns into a blowout as of late.
The Golden Knights just can't pull it. I really think the Avalanche are determined this year.
They made so many moves and grabbed so many guys that they have to win a championship or at least make the finals. They were on our championship and bust.
Dallas has just been on a tear. I believe we can attribute that to Jason Robertson. Also, Jake Ottinger, who's really stepped in.
Kaprizov and the rest of this crew. Jordan Greenway, who doesn't get enough props. He definitely is somebody who needs to be mentioned more. I definitely think this is going to be a great series, and I'm interested to see how much Kaprizov can impact the game as a rookie.
Yeah, and as a Cowboys fan, I have learned how dangerously good Aaron Rodgers has been with he can just thread a pass.
Is the Avalanche versus the Blues. I believe the Blues are starting to play some of their best hockey all year, and so they can push this to 6 games.
If Leiter's there, I'm happy with Leiter because I think he fits into what you were saying about a much quicker thing. But if Leiter's not there, which is seeming so, I say Jordan Lawler at number 2.
The same self. The only year he won an MVP was the year he cheated, which really should put something against that MVP. But
there will be a Rodgers playing for Green Bay, even though he may not be the quarterback. But it's still unknown there. Austin is giving me the dead stare, so I guess don't mention Aaron Rodgers to him right now.
A top 3 corner in the league in Jair Alexander, and pairing him with a really fast corner should definitely assist in their ability to guard anybody in their division and anybody in the league.
Hello, I am Ruby Ackerman, and you are listening to Outsider's Opinion with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NBA Opinions of the Week, the first one of this year. Happy New Year. Make sure to check out our New Year's episode that was dropped at midnight. So, for New Year's. So make sure to check that out. Austin, let's get right into it. Kyrie finally played. Kyrie played before Ben Simmons, and Kyrie, I'm pretty sure, just hit the game winning for when he came back against the Pacers. So I don't know. Did we do predictions? But we did talk about who would play first, Kyrie or Ben Simmons, and it turns out Kyrie played first.
Yeah, it's a little surprising to me, but also not. Ben Simmons has been a very questionable player this season. Will he actually get in? While Kyrie's never been injured, and he never really had disagreements with the team on anything based off of play. And Kyrie's a better player than Ben Simmons just in general. So I'm not entirely surprised that he played first, and he didn't play bad in his first game either.
Yeah. So it was just a matter of time, in my opinion, with Kyrie because he has buddies on the team, and I think they would get him to come and they'd reach an agreement. Now with Ben Simmons, I don't think he plays for the Sixers. I think he does play, but he'll be traded because I think the Sixers. I think they just do something to do well in the playoffs, to get a piece. Maybe a future pick if they can, but I think they're just going to try to dump Ben Simmons while they can and just see what they can get for him at the trade deadline because I'm sure someone will be willing to trade for him and give up a piece they may not like that the Sixers may like. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, just part of the issue of that scenario is that you have to have a trade match, like the cap space has to work together and it has to make sense. But yeah, it just I don't think he plays this year. I don't think he gets traded this year either. I don't know if the 76ers ever find a deal that is worth it. And I don't know if a team really wants that cap burden and player burden for that matter because he's been he's kind of broken up the locker room in the 76ers organization, and that's why he's definitely not going to play this year with the 76ers. No doubt about that. But I don't think he plays this year whatsoever.
So you said you mentioned how they didn't think there would be like a trade partner. Do you think they like cut him and do what we kind of do something similar to what we saw with Kemba Walker and the Thunder? And we see
A
that with Ben
trading
Simmons.
cut? Maybe.
Yeah.
There may be a trading cut where they get the. But they would have to give up picks. They would have to trade him to the Thunder again or a team like that. And then that team would cut him.
Okay.
But they would have to find cap match and they would have to give up picks for them to take on that cap.
Yeah, I think there could be a way if someone has two contracts they don't like and they swap that for Ben Simmons and the Sixers find relief in that and the team wants to work with Ben Simmons. I think that's how I see it happening. But we just want to talk about that in the beginning. Now we're going to mostly transition to the main thing, which was Dirk retired. Mavs retired his number against the Warriors, and it was a really great ceremony. We both watched it. It was very nice, and it's probably like my favorite thing that Jason Kidd has done is offering Dirk a 10-day because that was very good. So, what are your
Yeah, and I
thoughts?
bet he could still play.
I bet he could, and he'd probably help out the Mavs, so it'd be great. But he turned it down.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I love Dirk, one of my favorite players ever. Being from Dallas, going to his final game in a Mavs uniform at the AAC was a great experience, and I will never forget that. And Dirk meant a lot to not only this team, but the international basketball overall, giving some credibility to him. He's changed the game a lot. He was really the first big man who could shoot and score. He's a top 5 offensive player in the NBA ever, in my mind. Top 6 scoring. Just an outstanding player, and what he meant playing 21 seasons for one team, impressive.
Yeah, it's very true, and he delivered. He was the main part of the Mavericks getting 2011, but that was just a magical run that they did. It's probably one of the best runs ever, I think, because if you look at the teams he had to go through and how he beat them to go to and to win his championship, I think is incredible. And to talk about like him changing the game, you can see it all around. You can see it with Luka when he hits the fadeaway over Dirk's silhouette on the floor. So I think it's incredible. But what are your quick thoughts on me talking about Dirk and just how I can't remember what I said before him changing the game.
Yeah, I 100% agree that he changed the game. And
Well, there was something before that. I can't
oh,
remember what I
about
was talking
Dirk's
about.
best run
Oh
at the
yeah, the best
2011.
run. One of the
Yeah,
best.
I disagree with that. I've always been someone who thought the 1995 Rockets, who were the 6th seed, who went through I believe they went through the Lakers, Spurs, and Jazz to get to the finals, and then they played against the Orlando Magic, who obviously had beaten the Chicago Bulls with Michael Jordan after he came back from baseball. And they swept that team with Shaq, Penny Hardaway, uh, Horace Grant, some great players on that team. Uh, that's my best run, but it's
I don't know if
insanely close.
yeah, I think it's in the top. I don't know if it's the best run.
2011 is I only see those two as being up there. I don't know if there's a better run. The 15-16 Cavs are up there as well. The 03-04 Pistons are up there as well. There's some great runs, but it's really only in my mind up to either the 1994-95 Rockets or the 10-11 Mavs. Both were very, very exceptional runs. Most people did not predict them to win, but they both came through. And I don't think a championship means more than the 2011 one because of everything he's done before. Like Akeem had already won a championship the year before, so it didn't mean as much to his career, even though I believe it's a more impressive championship. Uh, yeah, Dirk's one championship is more than KD's two.
Yeah,
And
I definitely
Dirk's,
agree.
yeah,
Because
and
Dirk,
that run was amazing.
yeah, they beat the Trailblazers, but then they swept the defending champ Lakers, and then they face OKC with Serge Ibaka, Russell Westbrook, KD, James
Harden,
Harden,
yeah,
and just look at the stars they had. And then they go on to face the Heat that built the super team with LeBron, Dwayne Wade, not Dwayne Bosh,
Chris Bosh.
Chris Bosh. and it was incredible. And it was Dirk was the big name superstar, but they had just great guys all around. It was. I also do agree it's probably the most meaningful because I don't think Dirk stays. I think he goes to go win a championship somewhere else if he doesn't do it with the Mavs on that contract. But that 2011, I think it just solidified his run and how he's based in that he ended up being with one team for 21 seasons. And I kind of want to transition to the Warriors because the Mavs play the Warriors and Steph Curry was watching it. I heard Mark Followell make this parallel of how Steph Curry changed the game, and hopefully he stays with the Warriors his whole career. And like he was kind of doubted, not as doubted as like Dirk, as Dirk was an international player, but Steph Curry, a lot of people were worried about his ankles. The Timberwolves had 2 picks with a point guard, and they did not pick Curry. They picked Rubio, and who's the second one?
Do you know? I know.
I don't know. I know you know.
Johnny Flynn.
Donnie Flynn.
Johnny
Flynn.
Pretty sure it's
because
Johnny. I know it's Flynn.
Well, yeah, I remember there was one guy and I couldn't remember, and I knew
Johnny Flynn's
Rubio.
the
I just
actor,
couldn't
but-
remember them. But then
2009, right? 2000.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And Curry was the 9th pick, or no?
7th.
Oh, he's 7th. Okay.
I'm gonna check. I'm checking right now.
Okay. But with Curry, he had ankle issues. But
Yeah, he was 7th. It was Johnny Flynn. I was right. I was just
Okay.
got worried. I was wrong, but I was right. Johnny Flynn. Yep. He played 3 years in the NBA.
So I was just thinking, and Adam Silver talked about like jersey retirements, and I know I'm getting my head on myself, but I was just thinking of Curry and how long he stays with the Warriors. Hopefully, it's just a one-time thing, or it's just a one team, because I think the Warriors and Curry, they took a shot on him, and it's really paid off. And maybe Curry adds another MVP. So this year, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I Jokic has been my MVP all season. I still hold true to that now. But yeah, it's been a great run for Curry so far with the Warriors, and I hope he stays too. I love loyal players. I hope Bradley Beal never leaves the Wizards. I mean, I love it when players. I hope Luka never leaves the Mavs. I just love seeing players continue to be on one team their entire career, especially if they're star players, and that normally is the case after they win a championship.
And when you think of that, like city and that sports team, you think of that player.
Yeah.
Like with the Mavs, you think of Dirk, and some people might think of Luka, but I don't think you mostly think of Dirk. Like Giannis, he talked about like winning the championship by being with the Bucks.
Yeah, Giannis will never leave. He gives me that Dirk vibe too. That after he won, I don't think he leaves. I not only are they not a good team, they're still a really really good team that still has a lot of that team still left that won a championship. But I don't think they leave or he leaves. It's just like Tim Duncan, Kobe, like you said, Curry, Giannis, players who just stay with the one team for their entire career. And I hope they
Udonis
can.
Haslam has stayed.
Udonis Haslam, yep.
Yeah, the same time as Kobe and Tim Duncan.
Yeah,
19.
and Udonis is still on the team. He's won 3 championships with the team. He's been to 6. Yeah, 6. 06, and then the 4 with the Heat before, and then obviously the Heat against the Lakers in 2020. So, yeah, I love seeing players continue to be on one team. That's why Derek Jeter is my favorite Yankee of all time. Stayed with the Yankees his entire career. That's why I love Brett Gardner so much. That's why I'm such a big Patrice Bergeron fan, Bradley Beal fan, Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams. These guys stay on
Aaron
that team.
Rodgers for now.
I don't think he leaves. We'll see what happens.
No one knows what he's doing now, even Rodgers,
But still, he hasn't left. He's been a Packers player his entire career. I've still have a Brett Favre jersey in my closet. Even though he did leave, he did go to the Jets for a season and then 2 seasons with the Vikings. But those players that spend a very, very long time with one team and win a championship there, it means a lot more. And all those players I just mentioned won a championship with their team and were meaningful parts of all of them.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. And then speaking of the Warriors, Klay Thompson's supposed to be back Sunday. So Warriors are already doing well, and now they're going to add Klay Thompson. So that means really good things if he's just a great 3-point shooter, he's still a great 3-point shooter. And if he can go back to what he was before, then that's just a great help for the Warriors. But even not, I think he'll still be a great addition.
Yeah, in my opinion, he should be babied until the playoffs. Like, okay, you're gonna play 10 minutes. Okay, you're gonna play 10 minutes for the rest of the month. And okay, you're gonna play 12 minutes for the rest of the month. Okay, you're gonna play 15 minutes for the rest of the month until we get to playoff time, and then he's playing 20. But I don't really want to see him be overused until maybe the finals, to where it actually is season on the line performances. But I don't want to see him get hurt again. And I hate when great players get hurt. No matter if my team faces them or not, I hate seeing injuries because I want to see the best versus the best. That's the whole point of watching sports. You want to see the best players of the generation going against each other when it all matters the most.
Yeah, I agree, and I think the Warriors will be careful, and so will Klay Thompson. So I think the Warriors will treat him well, and because they've treated Curry and they've been careful with Curry the past year and the past, especially last year and the year before when he broke his hand. They just took their time. So I think they'll take their time with Klay Thompson, but it'll be very nice to see him back. But
I agree.
that ends our NBA episode. Let us know what your thought. Favorite player for your team. Tweet us at OutsidersPod21. Thank you for listening to Outsiders Opinions.